Hello and welcome to the Buzzerbeater Show, episode 9. My name is David Jones, and today, before we go to the main event, my top 15 list of all time of NBA players, I wanted to talk about, I know this is probably pretty old news now, but the NBA announced that there's probably going to be basketball again. I think they're going to jump to the playoffs straight ahead. And it's going to be late July, they said. And they said they have two options how they're going to make the playoffs. Just like normal playoffs, like usual, 8 seeds in the East, 8 seeds in the West. Just normal, or a really new cool idea, a tournament. So the top teams in each conference take the, I don't know how many teams, either top 20 or top 22, top 16. They didn't say like an accurate number because like a lot of different people said a lot of different numbers for some reason. I don't know. So the top teams of each conference pick a team that is below the 8th seed, and they play that team. And then at some point, you advance, and at some point, you're at the finals. If they do this would be really cool, really cool. So let's hope for. I would say let's hope for this tournament, because this would be like the first ever NBA playoffs tournament, which would be really cool. And something in my I have a new pod. I think I didn't produce anything of it yet, but for everybody who doesn't speak German, this is probably not gonna be such a good idea, because it's about German audiobooks I wanted to talk about. And if you don't know, I'm from Germany. I'm American and German, so yeah. So yeah. I wanted to talk about like my favorite audiobooks, because I listen to a lot. I think audiobooks like is not a big in the US, and it's not really an audiobook. It's more like a different persons speak, and it's not just one person who's speaking on the audiobook. It's like a role play. It's like a role play. And but with different characters. So if you don't speak German, you probably shouldn't listen to this. Or if you want to listen to something and don't know what the hell I'm talking about, do whatever you want. I mean, you can listen to it. I would be glad if some people would listen to it. Just, I mean, I don't think that all of my American listeners are not going to understand this, but yeah. So, we're now going to the main event, my top 15 list. So, this has been, I actually wanted to do a top 10? Yeah, 10 list. So, at number 15, we have German Jesus, Dirk Nowitzki. Number 15, yes. Greatest foreign player of all time? Yes. If you do debate that, you're just, if you say like Tony Parker or Manu Ginobili are better than Dirk, no. He's the best foreign player ever, and he has the best. He invented one of the greatest shots ever, the fadeaway one-legged shot. That's one of the greatest shots ever. I use it myself when I play basketball, by the way. I mean, Harden's step back's also pretty unique. Kareem's hook shot is also pretty unique. But I think this is the most effective shot ever. Yeah, I'm gonna get this out of here. I mean, I know Jordan's fadeaway was also pretty effective, but the one-legged fadeaway, if you were tall like him, Nobody could stop you. Nobody. And for his career, he averaged 20.7 points, 2.4 assists, 47.1 field goal percentage, 14-time All-Star, 1-time MVP, 1-time champion. He won against the Miami Heat. The Big Three Miami Heat with Chris Bosh, LeBron, D. Wade. And that's crazy. Like, LeBron went to Miami and everybody felt like, oh, this is over. He's just going to win 4 times in a row. But no. They lost in 2011 against Dallas. Which, it's kind of embarrassing. Not good. I mean, nah. Yeah, no, it's not embarrassing because Dirk's one of the greatest. Yeah. He has 21 seasons played with one team. That's the highest standing record with Dallas Mavericks. I set him to slow because I know I just talked about winning him the 2011 finals, but before that, he was not a good postseason player. He was like, I know he went to the 2006 finals and he played really well, but when he won the MVP in 2007, they went to the playoffs and they got swept. No, they didn't get swept. They blew like a 3-1 lead against the Golden State Warriors with Baron Davis, like Chris Mullin and all that guys. It was really weird. I mean, he wasn't that great in the playoffs most of the time, and that's why I have him this low. But still, one of the greatest of all time, German Jesus. So, at number 14, we have Steph Curry. Steph Curry, 6-time All-Star, 2-time MVP. Greatest shooter of all time. Yes, he's better than Ray Allen. If anybody says, oh, he's not so good at Ray Allen, no, he is. You see how this guy's like shot? This dude shot threes. I know he didn't hit as many shots as Ray Allen. And personally, I don't really like Steph Curry as a player, but still, he's the greatest shooter of all time, and you can't deny that. No, and he was the guy that really like. I know the 3-point was also relevant. But he was the guy that really, like, made it really part of the game. Steph Curry is one of the reasons why we know the game as it is now. And I like the game of today. I know a lot of people's like, it's too many threes. I like that. He's a 3-time champion, and he averaged 23.5 points in his career, 6.6 assists in his career. Like, I mean, I think in his 2 MVP seasons, he averaged like 33 points. That's ridiculous. And 47.6 field goal percentage. I don't have him that high. I know, like, maybe because he's the greatest shooter of all time, I should have gotten a little higher. No. He's a good offensive player. He's a good team. He's a good team defender. He's not a good one-on-one defender. He's really not. Most of the guys in the NBA are stronger and taller than him, and they can just blow by him. But still, he's a great offensive player, and that's his strength. Everybody has a strength and weaknesses, and so, I mean, it's not a big thing, but I have him at 14 because of that. At 13, we have Moses Malone. 13-time All-Star, 3-time MVP, averaged 20.3 points in his career, 1.3 assists in his career, field goal percentage 49.5, and 1-time champion, 1-time finals MVP. I would have put him higher, but the problem is he played actually a little in the ABA before he played in the NBA. I don't have Dr. J on this list too because if you would make like an ABA list, Dr. J is with no doubt he's the best ABA player of all time. But I have Moses Malone this low because he played in the ABA a little of the time, and yeah, I'm no. I mean, if you no disrespect if you played in the ABA, but still you can't like it's really hard to have somebody that played in the ABA and then you have to like compare it to the NBA because this was like these two leagues were like really different leagues, and yeah, I'm I have him at 13. I'm sorry if anybody is like offended or I know Moses Malone is a great player, great field goal percentage, great shooter, great not really shooter, but great scorer. I just don't have him that high. I think he's better than Carmelo. Yes, he is better than Carmelo. Say whatever you want, but Carmelo never won a championship. And if you haven't won a championship, you're not on this list. Sorry, Charles Barkley. Okay, sorry. At number 12, we have Kevin Durant. 10-time All-Star, 2-time NBA champ, 1-time MVP, 27 points in his career so far. I mean, I should say like by Stephen Durant and LeBron, who's also going to come. Just I know they're still playing, they're still relevant players. And I mean with Curry and Steph, Curry and Durant, they could still like go up in the list, but LeBron, I'll talk about that later. Okay, 4.1 assists in his career, field goal percentage 49.3, best shooting power forward. Yeah, yeah. Dirk was also pretty good, but just like, I mean, Dirk was a good shooter, but he was more like a mid-range type of guy, and I think Kevin Durant's shot was a little more effective, and or is still pretty good. I mean, this guy is like he's 7 foot tall, and he can shoot like he's almost as good of a shooter as Steph. Like he's just dribbling up the court, and he just shoots over everybody because he's that tall. And that's why he's, like, in my opinion, the greatest power forward shooter. I know Dirk invented one of the greatest shots ever, but he's not the greatest power forward shooter, in my opinion. As I said, he could still get higher. He's still in the league. So, yeah. At number 11, we have the Big O, Oscar Robertson. 12-time All-Star, 1-time NBA champ, averaged a triple-double. First player to do it. I mean, in one season he averaged, if you don't know what a triple-double is if you averaged over 10 points, average over 10 assists, for example, or 10 blocks, or 10 rebounds, and then one other stat that's like over 10. So, example, like 10 points, 10 rebounds, 10 blocks. If you average that like per game if you average that in one season, like per game, that is a triple-double. It doesn't have to be like 10. It can get higher, like 20 points and 13 blocks. And that's really unrealistic, but he's the first guy who ever done it. I have him this low because he only won one championship with Kareem, and I mean, he played for the Kings, yeah, before they were the Sacramento Kings, and I mean, it was also a pretty snake move that he just left from Milwaukee so he could win a championship. I have him this low because Kareem is just he won it because of Kareem. No disrespect, I'm just saying it. Sorry for the Oscar Robinson fan out there. So at number 10, we have Tim Duncan. In his career, averaged 19 points, three assists, 50.6 field goal percentage, 15-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, 5-time NBA champion. I know it sounds like really ridiculous, everything what he has done in the league, but I have him this low because of my experience with him. I never felt like he was an exciting player. He moved mostly like a robot. All of these shooting and then hitting the backboard and stuff. I mean, he moved really slow and it wasn't exciting to see him play. Sorry for all the Tim Duncan fans out there. I think he's not that exciting of a player. I mean, yeah, that's why I have him so low. I think he wasn't just exciting. If you want to be high on this list, you have to be exciting. You have to, you at least have multiple championships, and you have to have an attribute that changed the game. But still, he played for one of the best teams and was the best player on the San Antonio Spurs, at least before Kawhi came and stuff. So at number 9, we have Shaquille O'Neal. He averaged 23.7 points, 2.5 assists, 15-time All-Star, 4-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP, 1-time MVP. He's one of the most dominant centers, and that's what I mean. If you change the game with your game, he changed the game. You know how? He had an own rule. Somebody invented for him an own rule. I don't really remember which rule it was. I think you weren't allowed to hang on the rim for too long and to break it down, because you know all of these clips where Shaq just hangs on the rim and just breaks down and stuff. That's crazy. And that's what I mean. You have to be on this list, on the top 15 list, if you change the game with your plays. And I have him low because his career after Miami Suns, after the Phoenix Suns, he first played for the Magic, then he played for the Lakers, where he had his greatest time ever. Then he played for Miami. He slowed down a little, but still was great when he won with Wade and stuff. Then he played with Phoenix. Then he played with the Cavs and then the Celtics. Cavs and Celtics was just a disaster. And that's why I have him this low. Sorry. Yeah. At number 8, we have the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, by the way. I never talked about I never made a podcast about him passing away. So I know it's also a little longer time ago, but just because I'm talking about him right now, yeah. 18-time All-Star. He had a killer instinct on the court. Not as killer instinct as Michael, but close. 2-time NBA champ, 5-time no. Why? No. Sorry. 5-time NBA champ. 4-time. Oh, sorry. Sorry. 5-time NBA champ. He averaged 25 points in his career, 4.7 assists, and 44.7 field goal. He's low because he wasn't the greatest teammate. He was kind of a ball hog. And I mean, he was one of the reasons why Shaq left LA. I mean, who wants to leave LA? Let's be for real. And if anybody says like, "Oh, nothing happened," no. There are reports that they actually almost fought in practice. So, yes, he was definitely not a good teammate, but still, he's pretty damn good. He's a really good player. And he doesn't have like the greatest field goal percentage either. So, but still, one of the greatest legends, Kobe. Number 7, we have Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. Average 30.1 points career. Oh my god. 4.4 assists in his career and a field goal percentage of 54. 54. I know he didn't like really shoot. He just went to the basket and dunked the shit out of the rim. But still, 45 field goal percentage. Crazy. Averaged 50 points in one season. 50 points in one season. He had a 100 point game. He averaged 100 points in one game. He's low because he never had like great moments in the postseason. Still great player. 13-time All-Star, 2-time NBA champ, 4-time MVP. I think just because, I mean, like, a lot of people would have felt like if I talked about these statistics, like, people don't know about basketball that much, they would have probably felt like, oh, he probably won a lot of championships. But the fact that he only won 2 is the reason, because of one of the reasons why he's so low. Not like top 5 or something. I really need to stop about talking like low, because this is not because we're going like into the top 5 and this is not really low anymore, but who cares? Okay, wait just a second. Got it. Number 6, we have Larry Bird. Greatest player, one of the greatest players of his era, and 12-time All-Star killer on the court. I mean, you know that one time when he went to the 3-point contest and he told all the people in there, "You can all go home now because I'm gonna win this shit." That's crazy. He said that. And that's like how much confidence he had. And he showed it also on the basketball court. He just shot threes. He was incredible. He was an incredible player. Incredible shooter. I wouldn't say the best shooter of all time, but he's probably top 4, top 3. One of the greatest shooters of all time. And 3-time MVP. 3-time NBA champ. Averages in his career 24.3 points. Just 0.3 assists, and field goal percentage of 37.6. Larry Bird, one of the greatest players of all time. He's lower. Wait, just a second. I just wrote this down so stupidly. I swear to God. Wait. Bro, where is this? Okay, I got it. So we have at number 5, we have Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is the greatest point guard of all time. It's no denying that. And just like of a physical standpoint, I know he had like this HIV thing and stuff. That's like really impressive to talk about it in the 1991 press conference. He was a 12-time All-Star, 4-time NBA champ, averaged 19.5 points in his career, 11.2 assists, field goal percentage of 52. I would have thought it would like a little be lower because he was like he did some really stupid shots and like he was also a ball hawk. I know he had like this crazy assist numbers, but I think his was one of the reasons because he's a point guard and point guards do pass the ball. So, I mean, point guards bring the ball up and stuff. Yeah. So at number 4, we have Bill Russell. Bill Russell is the second best center of all time. You're gonna learn why that is. 12-time All-Star, greatest winner of all sports, 11 championships, 11. You probably thought like, oh yeah, maybe like really high, 11 championships. I have him lower because he played in a different decade. This was like it was modern, but not like, I know like a lot of people would say like now like, oh, like why would you say that? A lot of people say that, and it's just the argument. Today's NBA is different than back then. Maybe he would have adjusted it, but I don't think that he would have been like as dominant as he was back then. And I think he mostly had like great teams around, like a great team around him. And the most crazy part, I haven't told you the most crazy part yet. He coached himself from 1967 to 1969. He was the own coach of his own team for the Boston Celtics. He won his last championship as a coach himself. He was a player and a coach. Red Auerbach wasn't there anymore. That is so crazy. And he's just the greatest winner of all time. Yes. So, at number 3, we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Played his career first in Milwaukee, then the Lakers. And he's the greatest center of all time. Yes, he is. And I have him lower than LeBron. Yeah, LeBron is still going to come on the list. Yeah. He's lower than LeBron because he wasn't always the main dog on the team. I mean, like when he went to LA, Magic was the main dog. Yes, it was Magic, not Kareem. So, that's why I have him this low. He averaged 19, he's a 19-time All-Star, 6-time MVP, 2-time scoring champion, averaged 24.6 points in his career, 3.6 assists, 55.9 field goal. Higher than Magic. He's more accomplishments. Yes. Number 2, we have the greatest small forward of all time, LeBron James. Yes, I have LeBron on my list. Over Kareem because he always was the main guy on the team. Yes, he played for Cleveland, Miami, then Cleveland again, then the Lakers now. He took a lot of revenge on his the Golden State Warriors and Toronto Raptors. He just killed the Raptors. Yes. And really great player. And he's the greatest small forward of all time. 27.1 points in his playing days. He's still playing. 7.4 assists, 50.4 field goal percentage. Didn't have great championship record. Not a lot of support. I would have liked to have LeBron at number 1 because I like LeBron more than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's number 1. Yes, and Yes, I think Jordan's game was just more effective. Number 1, we have Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, best competitor in any sport. Yes, I said it. In any sport. I mean, he just you also saw it like in the documentary. He trash talked everybody and he had a big ass ego. He still has a big ass ego. And that's why I just would like to have LeBron at number 1. But LeBron is just he doesn't have that killer instinct. Yes. So, Jordan, best shooting guard of all time, 30.1 points in his career, 5.3 assists in his career, field goal percentage of 49.7, 14-time All-Star, 6-time NBA champion, 10-time scoring titles, 6-time Finals MVP, and a 5-time MVP. Yes. This is my top 15 list. If you think there's something wrong or if I should change something, write it down in the comments and leave a like if you like this podcast. I know this is a really long one now, but still, I'm proud that I just talked 30 minutes about what I wanted to do like for a very long time. Yeah, so subscribe, turn on notifications, and till next time, peace.